how is it that women have burnout? I think we put so much on our plates inadvertently because we don't know how maybe to work with our partners or inside of our communities in that same way. And we have often this feeling of a burden of responsibility that comes to be the caretaker, the caregiver to the people in our lives, whether that's coworkers or our own children or, whoever it is, our parents. And so I think that one of the main things that I would love to offer is just because you can see it doesn't mean it's yours. When we see it, it gives us the opportunity for leadership, right? Because maybe somebody else doesn't see it to the point we made. Maybe they see it, but they don't know how to address it. Maybe they see it and they have an emotion instead of knowing how to take action. Or maybe they see it and they've decided it's not important. And maybe we need to decide it's also not important. Right? Because
So,
like, for instance, if something in my house, I can be such a neurotic, clean person that it can be hard for me to focus on anything else. How could I possibly start cooking if the kitchen hasn't been cleaned from the last meal?
I know.
I can't think around it as well, right? But does it have to be meticulously clean, or could we just put the dirty dishes in the dishwasher and then begin? Right? Or what's the right scale of things that has to actually happen here in order for us to work well inside of our neurology? Because some of it is hangups and some of it is real, right? Like if there's too much clutter, it can be hard to see where'd I put the carrots, right? You can't find them inside of the countertop of things, right? But where is that right line? And a lot of the times I think that we, especially for women, we tend to live inside of a lot of shoulds, because often we were placed in a position of having a feeling of a burden of responsibility for adults when we were children, or for things that were not fair for us when we were young. And so we have this default to running inside of an invisible template that's saying, oh, everything is my responsibility, even if it may not be important, it may not be ours.
Sometimes I do contests with my own, I guess, my husband, to see how long that's going to take him to see that pile of things, or to get rid of this in the living room or whatever, or in the bedroom. I'm always losing because he just don't see it. And I think he can stand, mess longer than I can. It's been a few days. Okay, we're done here. I'm going to take care of this. But now I understand better. Yeah. No need to do a contest with him, because I'm always going to lose.
Right, exactly. You will likely lose in that battle, because also it's costing you something every moment that you're in it, right? Like you're measuring, you're wondering, you're checking, then you're rechecking. Did the thing get done? Did it not get done? And then you're resenting maybe at some point. And then now that costs, everything inside of that costs. So if, then what I would say is that as women, we, instead of engaging in that sort of a game, what if we instead come from this place of, okay, we need to change how we're doing laundry around this house.
I just did, actually. We just did.
Yeah.
Recently. Good. Because I couldn't take the complaint anymore. And he's going to do his own laundry. I'm going to do only my own. And the little one, the big one, is already doing her own laundry for a while now. And he's going to do his own laundry. So I bought another basket. We both our own basket.
Perfect.
And that's it. No more, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Exactly. So you're just doing your own thing, and then you're going to do for the little one. And that seems way easier, feels better. So, but you're solving it up at the top level. And I think that that's one of the things. We can exist inside of a pattern where we're basically reigniting our own anger, resentment, burnout, overwork. We can just keep going and going and going. Because if it's not the laundry, it's 5 other million things, right? Like, so there we go. So how do we then, instead of existing inside of that, take the understanding about what's happening and work within wisdom and leadership skills to be able to find something and where we're not shaming anybody and we're not having to have there be conflict, right? Because some of us also, we don't want to have that kind of conflict. It's not pleasant to have conflict, but it doesn't have to be a conflict if we approach it from that right way. So being inside of that space where we utilize that information as a sense of empowerment. Okay, there needs to be something different. And we come forward with solutions. And then the other person can also then rise up into, thanks for bringing this up. We do need solutions for that, right? In an ideal world, then by our serving in that way, then we can invite the other person into being their best versions of themselves as well.
I've opened a few new spots for my 90-day program called the Inner Oasis, designed to help high-achieving women who are stuck in chronic stress and burnout to retrain their nervous system, so that calm, sleep, and balance become their default, not a temporary break. I will be using a unique blend of sound healing, energy healing, and journaling. So if this is something you want support with, you can book a call at www.inneroasis.org or use the link in the description to get your personal 90-day recovery plan for free.